Erling Haaland. The name may not ring a bell, but soon enough it will be as well known as Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi. The 22-year-old Norwegian striker was Manchester City's biggest get in the offseason, and he's already begun dominating the Premier League, shattering records in the process. In a very short amount of time, he's shown that he is not only the next great one, but he is the best player in the world today. So who is Haaland? Let's break it down. Sit back, relax, and take this in. Born in Leeds, England, Haaland is the son of former Premier Leaguer Alfie Haaland, who played for Leeds United. By the time he was 4, Haaland and his family had moved back to their hometown of Bryn in Norway, where he began his football journey, eventually signing with the Norwegian club Molde at 16 and scoring the game winner in his very first match as a late substitute. In 2 seasons in Norway, Haaland showed off the potential to become one of the game's greatest goal scorers, scoring 16 goals in 30 appearances in the 2018 season. That same summer, Haaland joined Red Bull Salzburg in Austria, where he really broke out as a future star, scoring 3 goals in the first half of his first Champions League match, his 4th overall hat-trick with the Austrian club. He followed that up by scoring goals in his next 2 Champions League matches, becoming only the second teenager after Karim Benzema to score in each of their first 3 tournament appearances. Oh yeah, and just as an aside, while Haaland was establishing himself as the next great football prodigy, he also scored 9 goals in one match for Norway against Honduras in the FIFA Under-20 World Cup, the most goals scored by a single player in a match in tournament history. That dominance continued as he joined the Bundesliga club Borussia Dortmund at 19 years old and scored 5 goals in his first 2 appearances as a substitute. He also became the fastest player to reach that benchmark, needing just 56 minutes to net 5 goals. Haaland finished his 2019-2020 season with 44 goals in 40 appearances for Dortmund and Salzburg across all competitions. Just insanity. The following season, the record-breaking continued for Haaland. He became the fastest player to reach 15 goals in the Champions League, later being awarded the competition's best forward for that season. At just 21 years old, Haaland had become one of the most sought-after players in all of football. And in May of 2022, Manchester City paid huge money to acquire the striker, paying a release clause of 64 million euros to Dortmund before signing Haaland to a 5-year contract. So what did Haaland do when he joined City? He continued to rewrite record books. In just 8 appearances for his new Premier League club, Haaland has scored 14 goals while dishing out 3 assists. But it's not enough to say he's scoring at an insane clip. Let's put it into context. His 14 goals are number 1 in the Prem. Harry Kane, a world-class striker who owns the number 2 spot, has half as many goals. Also, it's not just the Premier League. He's the top goal scorer in Europe's top 5 leagues, with Barcelona's Robert Lewandowski being the closest at 9 goals. Haaland has already notched hat-tricks in 3 consecutive matches for City, including a perfect hattie in a 6-0 victory against Nottingham Forest and another in the Manchester Derby where City destroyed United 6-3. To put that into perspective, Cristiano Ronaldo only has 3 hat-tricks in the Premier League ever. Haaland did it in his first 8 games, absolutely demolishing Michael Owen's previous record of notching 3 hat-tricks in 48 games. But wait, there's more. Haaland has a goal per game ratio of 1.75. If he were to continue scoring at this pace, which you never know, Haaland would finish the year with 65 goals. The most goals a player has scored in a single season in the Prem, 34 by Andy Cole in 1993-1994. Most recently, Liverpool's Mohamed Salah did the improbable when he scored 32 in 2017-2018. Haaland is on pace to double that, and while it's unlikely, it gives you an idea of how much he blows the rest of the competition out of the water early in his career. Not to mention that in the Champions League, Haaland just passed Luis Suarez for goals in the tournament after bearing 2 goals in the net against Copenhagen FC in a 5-0 victory for City. He's also already 33rd all-time in Champions League goals and seems primed to crack the top 20 by the time this season is over. It defies explanation. Haaland is literally redefining the art of goal scoring. Did I mention he's only 22? His new manager, Pep Guardiola, who, by the way, coached the great Messi, said this about Haaland.
At his age, no one can compete with him. No one. So the numbers speak for himself, and inside in the locker room, on the pitch, we see things that they are not in the stats that make us feel happy to have him here.
What's frightening is that City was already an incredible club before Haaland signed on, winning the Prem in 4 of the last 5 seasons. With Phil Foden and Jack Grealish manning the wings and Kevin De Bruyne as the playmaker in the middle, all Haaland has to do is put himself in position, time his runs, and finish off plays, something he has already made a habit of. With that formula, City is poised to not only win the Prem again, but win the FA Cup, the Champions League, and pretty much any tournament worth competing in for the foreseeable future. And Haaland will only further cement himself as the next GOAT.